Welcome to Universal Tarot. My name is Robin, and today let's do a what you don't see coming style reading. Let's see what's coming in your direction. Let's see what's next, what's coming towards you. We're going to see how you feel about it, how it makes you feel, your reaction, and then we'll see what actions to take or advice on actions to take. Well, we have a little bit of by the book. Master number 11. This is doing things in order, building solid foundations, following the rules. Let's see what this is all about, but this is doing something in order. So it's like you feel like you're following the rules or doing things in order will get you where you want to go. So it's basically going 0, 1, 2, 3 instead of, 0 to 10 and missing the middle part here. All right, well, let's see what this is all about. Master number 11 is the master creator. It's creating something new. It's building something. So it's a new idea, something fresh, something in your mind that you'd like to do or that you are doing. Or that you want to do, because what you don't see coming is the Five of Cups. Okay, how does this affect the collective? How do they feel? The Four of Wands and Judgment. Okay, and the advice or actions to take here for the collective is the Nine of Wands. Wounded warrior energy here, and there is justice. And there's a Three of Swords. This is feeling like things aren't fair. There's the Five of Wands. Feeling like the challenges and the struggles that have been placed upon you aren't fair. Things aren't going your way. This is just feeling frustrated and down on yourself. There's just let's see if it's a fight or let's see if it's a struggle. The Five of Wands is there. So there's definitely a feeling like things aren't going right. Things aren't going your way. You're not where you want to be. You're hitting blocks, balls, barriers, difficult people. Let's see what this element is. Let's see what is coming that you don't see coming. Let's see how you deal with that and, bring in what you want here. So we have the Five of Cups. This is what you don't see coming. The Five of Cups. Whoa. The Hierophant is in reverse. And the Four of Wands. I do feel this revolves around your family. The Four of Wands with the Moon. And the Four of Cups. So with the Five of Cups and with the Hierophant in reverse, what you don't see coming is sorrow. And this is a little bit of a warning read because there's an element where there's a lack of foundation or a lack of a middle element, right? We're at the pyramid and it's gonna cage over if the base in the middle isn't strong enough. I do feel it's revolving around your family. The Magician's there's some kind of communication with the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands. You're gonna think a lot about this. Let me find out what the Hierophant is in reverse. What are they saying? What's this communication? Because it definitely makes you feel sad, sorrowful, frustrated. It's definitely a disappointment, leaves you confused. Why is something taking so long? Why is it taking so long? So why is it taking so long? So if this isn't about your family, let's say the Four of Wands is your home. You're trying to find a job, you can't find a job. Why isn't it taking it so long? So there's an element where something is taking a really long time, and unfortunately what comes forward is just another delay, another job rejection, or another client turning you down, or if it has to do with your family, another family member insulting you or burning you. Oh, look at you, Sarah hasn't had a job in 5 years. She's 25. She's not married yet. There's that condescending, critical energy coming in. Because you're in a building phase in your life. And there's nothing wrong with being in a building phase, but it can be very frustrating if you're not getting where you want and you're building and you're building. So what's coming towards you and what you don't see coming is a disappointment. You don't understand why it's not happening now. Like, where is it? It should be happening now. So, and again, if it's not applying in that way, it's going to, well, I feel it is. And some of you, there's also a critical energy from a family member that's just making you feel that much shittier, right? You're not married, you're 27. Why aren't you married? You're 27. You got some critical parents or some critical family members who have high expectations. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to build to get there. It's a disappointment that's coming towards you. I'm so sorry, collective. It's a call or a message that you don't want to receive and you don't want to hear it, and it makes you feel very sorrowful. That's how it makes you feel, is the Judgment and the Four of Wands. Now what? But it's like, I feel like you're asking for help. It's like, I feel like you're saying to God, where are ya? I need some help here. Some of you might be asking a family member or a friend for money. Let's say this is a job and you're struggling a little bit challenging here. You might be asking, can I borrow a few bucks here? Can I get a loan? Maybe somebody going to the bank to get a loan. There's an element of asking for help here, and that's what you're going to do. This is going to make you want to ask for help. Maybe you'll find a mentor if it's a business, maybe an HR professional, help with the resume. For some of you, you need help to get where you want. There's the Three of Wands. There's your dream. There's your goal. There's your aspiration. There's what makes you happy. And the Three of Cups. So this is how it makes you feel. Is I feel you ask for help. Whether you're asking God for help, a family member for help, a bank for help, I do feel you're asking for some form of help in order to help to get you where you want to go, right? And that's a smart thing to do. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, especially if this is business. Let's say you're starting your own business. You're not going to be good at everything. You're going to need help from someone who knows things you don't know, right? And if this is finances, life has ups and downs. There's times where we ask for help and there's times where we can give. And I do feel you're in a time of receiving and asking here. And how this affects you is asking for help. And the actions or the advice is the Nine of Wands. I don't think it's easy. I don't think you want to ask for help. I think it's really hard. Definitely if it's money too in your, in 20s or your 30s, it could definitely bruise your ego, make you feel less than, for sure. Let's understand the actions to take. Because with the Nine of Wands, the thing about that card is you're beaten, you're battered, you're bruised, you've had a rough time. But this is my I'm 10 feet from Mount Everest card. You're almost there. So you're almost at the finish line. You are in the building phase, right? And you're kind of at the butt end of this big ass elephant, but you're almost at the finish line. You're getting there. So they want you to focus on the advice here, you have a choice. When things aren't going our way and we're feeling frustrated, we're getting down, especially if we have to ask for help, I'm hearing pathetic. Someone's feeling like they're pathetic. I'm sorry, I feel that way. We all feel like that way sometimes. It's just getting yourself out of there. You don't want to get stuck there for years and years and years. And the message here is you have a choice where you can choose to focus on the sorrow. You can choose to focus on the struggles, the takers, the things you don't have. Or you can choose to focus on the things you do have. You can choose to focus on the progress. You know what? Look where I've come. Look where I was 6 months ago. Look where I am today. Look where I'm going to be. So look at the things you have in your life that are working out for you. You actually have friends and family you can ask for help. You have God that you can ask for help. There's people there. There's sources there. There's the divine there. So the choice is yours and yours alone, and the message here is to focus on what you do have. Because when we get in tough times and we're in building phases and we focus on the things we don't have, then we continue to pull in negative, things we don't want, things we don't need. But if we continue to focus on what we do have and we learn to focus on that principle of appreciation, then all of a sudden blessings and things and more things come into our life to appreciate, because that's where we're focusing, but it's also increasing our frequency. So the choice is yours and yours alone, and that's the choice that because that's what's going to bring in you the Ten of Pentacles. This will bear fruit. This will bring in success. But you might need a little bit of help to get there, and it's going to take a little bit of time. And there's the Seven of Cups again with that Knight of Pentacles. Like, why is it taking so long? Can we touch base on the blockage? Is there a blockage? Is it just divine timing? Is there something that needs to be done, completed, learned, mastered before this comes into it? Is it just simply adjusting and changing? The Six of Wands. It's mastering this. There's a Three of Pentacles. There's a few things here. Okay, first of all, like with the Three of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, it's kind of what we were saying here. It's where your principle of mentalism, your mind's going to create your reality, and where your mind goes is what you're going to bring in and how you're going to see things. So part of it is learning to see the things you value and appreciate instead of the things that have gone wrong. Learning from that instead of focusing on that. Now, I just feel you're giving a lot of attention to what's going wrong instead of what's going right. A lot of attention to the things that aren't going your way instead of the things that are going your way. Now that I've talked through it, looked at the cards, that's really what needs to be mastered here. Is it's just a change in the principle of mentalism, because the thoughts are keeping you trapped. You're going to manifest what you believe, right? So there's an element here of just altering and adjusting your manifestation using the principle of mentalism, knowing that life has struggles and challenges, and each struggle and challenge is going to teach you something different, and it's just focusing on that and focus and bringing this in. I think it'll come in quite quickly, because like the Justice here as your overall energy on a consciousness level, the Justice is the principle of cause and effect. Every choice you make will have a positive or a negative consequence, so make the decisions that have positive. The fact that it's upright is telling me that you are. But there is always still going to be struggles and challenges, and there's the spiritual lesson to learn from those challenges, and it's making the decision to do that. So what you don't see coming is a disappointment, but this is a disappointment that's meant to teach you, number one, how to ask for help, but number two, how to focus on the things that you have to be appreciative of and raise that vibration. All right, that's what we got here. We're going to grab some oracles. We're going to see what they want to say, and we're going to see where you are in a month. We'll go into December. We'll see if there's some better news, if things are starting to progress forward, if you're, getting to the trunk of this elephant and getting to that finish line. But what does the collective need to surrender to change their mind? Look at your ego. Okay. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. And here is the spirit animal. What's the spirit animal message? I'm hearing let go of expectations. So you might have really high expectations for yourself, and we should all have high expectations for ourselves. But sometimes in certain areas and some ancient teachings, what they teach us is we want to act without expectation. When we act with purpose, when we act with intention, the result will come. So if we focus so much on the result and our expectation, sometimes we're missing part of the act. We're missing something. And they want me to remind that. It's a teaching of Lord Krishna, but it's act with purpose and act with meaning instead of focusing so much on the expectation. That's your goal. It's there. But focus more on the purpose and the meaning of the action. Okay, we have very independent energy here. So the cat, so you're being encouraged to develop a balance between independence and time of togetherness. This also indicates that you would greatly benefit from a profound journey of self-discovery. Learn to enjoy time spent with yourself. Now, for those of you where this is a career, it's revolving around money or finances, let's just grab the career advice cards. What is the career advice cards here for the collective? What's the career advice cards? People skills. You definitely have a knack to work with people. Well, here they use the word flair. Okay. So you have a flair for working well with others. You could be a diplomat, counselor, salesperson, or a head of your company. That's twice that I got that message. So if you're a social butterfly, if you're good at strong communication skills, emotional intelligence, dealing with people, know that and use that skill to your advantage. It's a great skill to have. Okay. So let's get down to it. Let's get your potential outcome. Now, when I say potential, there's always free will. You're going to make the decisions you're going to make. And when I say outcome, let's see where you are in 30 days from now. Let's see if we got better news. Let's see how you're dealing with this. Let's see how it's moving forward. I know there's some help here coming through for you. Let's see where you stand, baby. Where are they in a month? Talk to us. One card so far. We have the Three of Wands. You're still waiting. This is a card of waiting. The Ten of Wands is in reverse. Okay, one moment, a card flew behind me here. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. We have the Four of Swords on the bottom. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Where did that card go? Oh, here it is. Hold on. Just gonna roll on back. Roll on up. Oh, I hit my chair. Okay. Page of Cups. There's still a dreaming and a wondering when things are going to come through type of energy. The Eight of Wands is in reverse. You're feeling stuck, feeling stagnant. The Ten of Wands is in reverse, but you're not stressed about it, which is interesting. So where are we at? The Page of Wands is in reverse and the Two of Pentacles is in reverse. I still feel, I don't see a change in energy. I see you exactly in the same spot. You're stuck. And you're frustrated. What's the Page of Cups then? What's the advice to help? What's being hidden? Let me ask that question. Because I still see you waiting for your dreams to come through. Waiting for the job offer, waiting for the contract, waiting for the new house, you're waiting. You're still waiting. What are they not seeing then? Why are they still waiting? What's being missed? What are they not seeing? What's being hidden? What's being missed? What are they not seeing? The Page of Pentacles. The Emperor. That you have the power. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. What you're not seeing and what you're missing is you have the power. Some form, some manner, you're giving your power away. You're giving power to other people or other sources other than yourself. So what you're not seeing and what you're being hidden is you are the Emperor here, and the Emperor has the Midas touch. The Emperor gets everything he wants in life. That's why there's always gold around him. So first of all, I do feel, and I'm getting a strong message of imbalance. There's a work-life imbalance, some form, some manner. Maybe you work too hard, or maybe you play too hard. So they want to kind of see that the consistent balance is irrelevant here, because the Nine of Wands is there, and the Knight of Wands is the inconsistent energy. And with the Two of Wands, that is a making different choices. So if you continue to do things the exact same, and again, the Emperor is not changing, is doing things the same, you're not going to get where you want to go. You're going to continue to get the same results. And the Two of Wands here is they need you. There's some of you might need to, we did have that Three of Pentacles. If this is a career reading, some of you may need to take a course or go to school or spruce up on that. And some of you just need to see that you have to change the way that you're doing it to get a different result. It's hard to narrow exactly what that is on a general reading, but the Two of Wands is looking at where you are, evaluating this as a situation. You're still here. I don't see an energy change. And you need to see what you need to do differently to get where you want to go. If you continue to do things the same, you're going to get the same result. I do feel part of it is inconsistency and going back and forth. Part of it's giving power away. Let's say you're looking for a job. You feel like you're not getting a job because it's about other people. So put the power on yourself. Okay, what can I do to separate myself from the other candidates? What can I do to make them remember me during the interview? Focus on yourself and what you can do differently instead of focusing on, the fact that that's how they're perceiving it. That's what they want to say. So that's what do you want to say about the Page of Cups? I just don't like that this is the same energy. I feel like we need to speed that up. But you also have to have patience, and there's the Star. The Star and the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups. The Star and the Page of Cups, it's like you have to have patience for your dream to come through. Why? Four of Wands and the Chariot. The Four of Wands, some of you may need to move. Like, there's a lot of specific messages coming through. So some of you, in order to get where you want to go, let's say you want a career in Hollywood. Maybe you got to move to New York or LA or something. You might have to move. There might not be a lot of opportunity where you are, because that's definitely a movement energy in order to get where you want to go. So for those where it's not a physical move, I just feel like I'm going to see if they can give me specific advice. I do feel it was general. If you're still here, what's the specific advice? What do they need to do to get this moving? Get creative. You got to do it differently. So if it's your resume, you got to change your resume. If it's your job interview, watch some job interviewers. If it's, your house, maybe you need to hire a different contractor or watch a different DIY guy on YouTube. Because the stagnancy is by not changing the way that you're doing things. You're doing things the exact same way. It's not going to bear fruit. This will bear fruit, but they need you to adjust and change that. They're not going to get more specific than that because it's general. So, when it comes down to the moon, and again, we've gone back to that theme, the moon, you have a choice. Are you going to focus on your fears, your worries, your anxieties, or are you going to focus on your heart and what it is that you want? So continue to follow your heart. Continue to focus on what it is that you want. Continue to believe that it's going to come through. And when you come across these challenges, don't let them bring you down. Know that they're just one step closer to where you want to be. Change your mind frame and this will come into fruition for you. And that's really what I got. Eight of Swords, because your mind is trapping you here. The Five of Cups is caught on this disappointment. So every disappointment is just a stepping stone, or it's something that you can hold on to. The choice is yours and yours alone. And this is a little bit of a warning read, but it's also a warning read to let you know to have patience. It takes time to manifest and bring something into your reality. But if you've been trying and trying and trying and trying, it's now time to change the way you're doing it to bear fruit, because there's a lot of positive energy around it. And this is like, I know I should be here. I know I should have a job. I know I should be the manager. I know I should own my own business. I know I should be the best dancer in the world. I know I should be there, but I'm not there. And I don't see anything else that they want me to add to that. There's the Knight of Swords. Look at it from a bigger picture, learn from the disappointments, change your perspective, because there's the Six of Swords. Once you do that, it'll be smooth sailing from here. Some of you might need to move, all right? I'm getting it again. if that's not your message, it's not your message. But some of you, I've moved for my career, and especially if you're like in the finances, like if you work for the bank, like the banks here in Canada, they'll literally tell you if you want to move up in this bank, you need to be able to and willing to relocate and move for career opportunities. Some of you might have to do that, but that's a specific message. Look at it from a bird's eye view and see how you can change something that you're doing to bring this to where you want to go. I'm sorry it wasn't more specific, but I do feel a lot of it is principle of mentalism and changing your focus. That's what I have. That's what you guys want to say today. So I do hope you enjoyed your reading. I do hope it resonated and benefited you. And as always, if you like your reading and if you like my style, I do ask that you like the reading's not over, because what are you saying to me? Someone is trying to go like from the bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid, and they're just reminding you to have patience because you have to build the solid foundations to get to the top. It's a message that keeps coming through, so we'll leave it at that. Let's close your reading off with your final message. What's the final message here for the collective? Solitude is where I place my chaos to rest and awaken my inner peace. So in one hand you hold your wildness, and in the other your quietness. Draw from each hand as needed. That's what I got. I truly wish you the best of luck. Until next time.